Chipotle downgraded expectations for the year again after a disappointing third quarter. The world's largest franchise group is adding a new brand to its portfolio. And Burger King's focus on its signature Whopper is paying off. Welcome to Restaurant Daily, the day's biggest industry news and trends from the editors of Restaurant Business and Nation's Restaurant News. I'm NRN Managing Editor Leanne Zitzmeister.
And I'm RB Managing Editor Heather Lally. Chipotle downgraded expectations for the year again after a disappointing third quarter. Same-store sales were essentially flat, with traffic down 0.8%, marking the third consecutive quarter of declines. And things aren't looking good for the fourth quarter either. Chipotle is projecting a same-store sales decline in the mid-single digits for the year. The economy is the problem. Chipotle is losing frequency, particularly among younger diners ages 25 to 35 and those earning five figures who are cutting back because of concerns about the economy. The brand continues to struggle to convey value. CEO Scott Boatwright fears the fast casual segment overall is, quote, out of favor, end quote, which he blamed on other, more expensive peers.
The world's largest franchise group is adding a new brand to its portfolio. The Flynn Group on Thursday announced plans to open 167 Brew locations, adding the drive-thru coffee concept to its franchise family, which includes brands like Applebee's, Panera, and Taco Bell. The move also marks a new strategy for Flynn Group, which traditionally invests in mature, proven brands. The group is launching a new division called Flynn Growth, which will look at taking risks with younger brands like the less than 10-year-old 7 Brew.
Burger King's focus on its signature Whopper paid off in the third quarter, with same-store sales up 3.2% in its domestic system. Executives cited the chain's consistent value offerings, including a $5 duos and $7 trios, for driving the performance, as well as its Whopper For You platform, which allowed customers to submit their ideas for Whopper iterations. CEO Josh Kabsa said the campaign has broadened its reach with women and Gen Z guests.
Shake Shack is joining the club of chains leaning into value offerings. The premium burger chain has launched a 1-3-5 deal via its app, offering customers $1 sodas, $3 fries, and $5 shakes to encourage traffic. The $1 sodas introduced in July have not resulted in a decline in average checks. That's according to Chief Financial Officer Katie Fogarty. And the new offers balance the chain's approach to higher-end items like the $10 Dubai chocolate pistachio shake it offered to much success earlier this year. The chain reported a 4.9% increase in same-store sales, marking the 19th consecutive quarter of improved comps.
Beef costs are taking a big bite out of restaurant chains. Beef prices have hit record levels this year as the size of cattle herds hit multi-decade lows, while demand remains elevated. In addition, tariffs have reduced imports. Burger King said high beef costs are hurting operator profitability. Shake Shack, Chipotle, and Darden restaurants have all mentioned rising beef costs.
Portillo's Chief Development Officer Michael Ellis has departed the company. Ellis has served in that role since August of 2022. His departure qualifies as a qualifying termination, which entitles him to certain benefits under the company's severance plan. His exit comes on the heels of CEO Michael Osanlu's departure, and as Portillo's lowered its full-year sales forecast to focus on a more measured pace of new restaurant growth.
New crispy sesame shrimp and beef from Panda Express is a Chinese take on surf and turf. It features 2 premium proteins, crispy beef strips, and tempura battered shrimp in a sweet, sour, savory sauce. Director of Culinary Jimmy Wang sets the dish apart by adding layers of texture in the sauce, as well as the stir-fry with chilies, sesame, garlic, and ginger. He describes the whole R&D process in Behind the Menu.
And that'll do it for today's edition of Restaurant Daily. Get the latest restaurant news every weekday wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Leanne Zitzmeister.
And I'm Heather Lally. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Restaurant Daily. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and subscribe.